Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Bumpus channel. I know it's been a while, but I wanted to come back a little bit. It's been a while, but what better way to come back than a 10-minute video of me talking and playing Minecraft? Am I right? When I was a kid, I have a vivid memory of an assignment I was once given. It was in elementary school, and it was something that every kid is given, which is they're asked the question, what do you want to do when you grow up? And that is a question that I have struggled with my entire life. But I remember that little 10-year-old Bumpus kind of figured it out pretty fast what he wanted to do. And I remember what I wrote down that day, what I drew, was a picture of me being a comedian. And I do not want to be a comedian, ever. I don't think I'm made to go do a tight five on a live set every day and get heckled live. But the reason I wrote down and drew a picture of me on stage saying I want to be a comedian is because I want to make people laugh. I want to make people feel good. I want to make people enjoy their lives and have a little bit of happiness at the end of the day. That's what I truly remember being the reason why I put that down. I was always obsessed in kid shows that I was watching growing up, in Teen Titans or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The one character I'd always fixate was the funny one. I always liked Michelangelo or Beast Boy or anyone like that. And I always wanted to be someone who is funny and who makes people smile. Now, the reason this is all being said is that the other day, I was up late. I could not fall asleep. And it was probably due to the energy drink that I drank way too late in the day that caused my mind to race as I couldn't fall asleep. But as I was struggling to fall asleep, I kept thinking about a couple different things, but the main one being is I had the thought in my head that this year I will turn 24 years old. That is not that old in the grand scheme of things, but I remember as I thought about that, in my head I said, man, I have to live 74 more years. And that thought got my mind racing on what I want to do, and what I want to be, and how I want to spend my time living. Which I know is, I guess, a midlife crisis, even though or a quarter life crisis, if you will. But as I thought about that, I really questioned myself, and I thought, what am I doing with my life? What do I want to do with my life? So here we are, everyone. I graduated college with a degree in environmental science, and like I said earlier, I've always struggled when it comes to the question, what do you want to do when you grow up? Besides that one outlier of 10-year-old Bumpus figuring it out. But throughout the rest of my life, I've always struggled. And when I graduated high school and the time came that I had to pick out what I was going to do for the rest of my life, I struggled. I continued to struggle until I found environmental science. And that's something I'm really passionate about, and I love doing. But in a sense, I'm not as fulfilled by it. And, you know, I could chop that up to a couple different things about the state of the world right now, but I'm not going to. I like environmental science, and I have a really cool job right now, but there's something in me that wants more. There's something in me that, being this first generation of kids to grow up with YouTube and having YouTube as a fairly reasonable career option, that's always wanted it. I used to play with my good friend Parsa in elementary school, and he was the person that I thought for sure would become a YouTuber. We used to play games every day, and I was lucky enough to record, and I was awful at Minecraft. But I had so much fun just knowing the fact that he was recording videos and he was a YouTuber in my eyes. If you want to check it out, I could probably figure out some videos, find them, but I've always had that thought in the back of my head of maybe I could be a YouTuber. Maybe I could do it. Maybe I could make content. Maybe I could make people laugh and smile. Have that sense of community, I guess. And I want to give it a shot. I've tried in the past. You know, I've uploaded videos before, obviously, and I tried streaming pretty consistently for a while. I want to try it again. You know, life is hard when you grow up and you kind of don't have time for things anymore. You forget how to make time for creativity and passion, and I don't want to do that. So, I'm making this video as a sort of, I don't know, way to make myself do this, to set myself accountable, and I think the way I'm going to do that is to start by setting a reasonable goal. I think in my head, when I started streaming last year, a lot of my head was, I need to stream consistently every day. And part of that was because I didn't have a job yet. I didn't know where I was going in life or what was going to happen. So I went to streaming. It was almost the first thing I chose while I was waiting to get a job, a, quote-unquote real job. And I think that says something, how fast I turned to. Part of it was I said it almost jokingly to people because I was embarrassed about it, and oh, haha, I'm streaming on the side because, haha, what if I blew up, haha, which there's merit to that. But in the back of my head was, man, I hope this works out. Man, I would love to do this. And as I reflect on that more, there's quotes from, I'm sure, many people, but I think about one of Drew Gooden's videos where he talks about creativity and the creative process, and he says, there's no point in not doing something. Even if you're bad at it, you have to start somewhere. You can't just not always say, I'm never going to do it because I'll never get good. You have to do things to get good. And I'd like to do that here. My plan for right now to keep me even more accountable is that I want to try to upload at least 2 to 4 videos a month. And similarly, I'd like to try to stream 2 to 4 times a month. Anything within that range I think is feasible. That's once per week, if not bi-weekly. What I'm going to produce, I have no idea. I'd love to just do this, to do old school Minecraft commentary videos where I run around in this hardcore world and just have fun. I'd love for that, but I don't know if that's what YouTube wants, since everything is a lot more dynamic these days on YouTube, content-wise. Who knows what I'm going to make. If there's a way I could combine my passion of environmental science with YouTube, I would love that even more. That would probably even be a dream job of mine. So I don't know. But for right now, Minecraft commentary is what I can do. I know I can do it. I've played this game for 11 years now. How old is this game? 12 years? I can do anything while talking over this game. It's like the back of my hand, essentially. So, that's my plan. And I think if I could do that, I think by making this video, I'm trying to hold myself accountable. I'm trying to make myself recognize that this is something I can do, and if I upload this video, I'll have to do it. So that's my goal. Hopefully, I stick with this. If not, get in the comments and start yelling at me, please. Do not let me forget that I said I was going to do this. I'm going to figure out what type of content I'm going to make, and I'm going to make it good. I really want it to have heart and soul and not just be slop. As easy as slop can be to make at times, you know? That's what I really want to do. So we'll finish up our house, and we'll see what game or what thing or what place I even see everyone the next time. Maybe I won't even upload, but I'm hopeful that future Bumpus will. In the next video, we're going to bring back Dave the Dino the Avatar. He deserves to shine on video as well as stream. So, we'll be doing that. But yeah, that's my plan. I wanna try this thing and actually give it a shot. I wanna stop moping around and saying, "Oh, I could do that," or "I really want to do that," but then not giving in any of the effort or attempting to even try it. Because I think I have a chance. I mean, everyone has a chance, you know? There's no one who doesn't. But maybe it'll be me. And we'll put the final touches on this house. Because once you have a furnace and a crafting table next to each other, you got a house. We'll make a nice pink bed, too, while we're at it. Well, everyone, as the moon rises, I will hopefully see you next time. Bye-bye!